We're making coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Let me just get this on. Whee! Let's get this back to the beginning. Right. Got busy, I got dazzled and dizzy. I felt like a ton of bricks. My knees are weak, my head is spinning around. I guess that love has turned me upside down. Thought I'd get hurt, but gee, it's turning out swell. I stumbled, I fell. Hey guys, just making coffee.
You need a man to go to hell with. That's what I want. Hours and hours of happiness. Just slide on down to hell, and we don't care how or when it is. You're wild, Glenn, just like me, unhappy wild.
Searching, always searching for something we can't find.
Wild, they called it. Wild he sang. Not to get married.
Just today.
And wild he loved.
You better catch us, you and me together and sit.
Night and you and blue. The night is there for me, and you are heaven to me. A warm sunset peeping from the sea.
Blue Hawaii. With Elvis as your personal guide to America's exotic Eden, our Polynesian paradise. Elvis brings you the vacation of your life in his first big musical since the sensational G.I. Blues.
Work. She's jealous.
As he hits the beach with the most luscious armful of delight on the islands.
Don't you like it?
Oh, I love it. And I thank you for thinking of me.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of you. I was thinking of me.
Yes, the most gorgeous Wahinis on Waikiki are taking lessons from Elvis when he gets a job guiding gals with more than scenery on their minds.
Let's go on the moonlight, far away from the crowd on the beach.
You want to kiss me again?
I don't rob cradles.
Did you ever see anything like this in a cradle?
Right, let's get my phone.
Falling in love with you.
I'm back. Hiya, hi Songbird. So I have to rush a little bit today. All my lives are going to be a bit rushed, because warm my hands up. We got a coffee. We got a coffee. Songbird, Songbird. I've just got to put some hot water in there. So I blooming deleted a video by mistake. It was Linda's email. It was to do with Elvis's her thoughts on why Elvis had medical problems and needed prescribed tablets, and why, you know, her view on why he was so unwell, what caused him to get unwell. So, oh, this coffee is so nice, but it needs to be hotter. So I'm going to reread that email. Okay, that's better. That's better. Hot. So I'm going to reread that email. Oh, yes. let's just get a bit more central. Now, we have had a little problem, Songbird. We did a live stream this morning. With the book reading, we have to do, we are allowed to review the books. It's not so straightforward. You can't read them word for word. So we've got to find a way where we can read sections, review them. Now, this book, I'm lucky with this book. I've had the permission of the author to read it, so I can read it. You know, Kathy gave me permission via Dari, the author, to read it. So we are gonna read this book. So I need to find a way where we can ask the author's permission to read these books. So, you know, I have been told off by YouTube. So I will be careful. So we cannot read this book, which is fine. It's not my book. I completely get it. It's their right to give permission to who reads it. I actually think YouTube are correct that we shouldn't read books without the author's permission. Definitely agree with that. No problem with that at all. Right. Oh, it's okay. It's fine. Don't forget, reading books is something I've been doing in the last few weeks. Isn't really something that I was massively doing. I don't have to read books, but I want to review them. Definitely. I enjoy reviewing. We had 2 books sent to me by Karen, and we will review them. So we've got Careless Love, and we've got, thank you, I think it's pretty sure it's Karen, and we've got Elvis Memphis Mafia. So I'll pick out little bits. You know, like I'll pick out, like, for example, look, there's like, see, look, there's a tiny little section there in the middle. I'll read a little bit and then we'll review it. We're allowed to do that. So this is how we're going to do these books. I'm not going to even do anything with Sally Hoddle's book because, to be honest with you, it wasn't an easy read for me. I found it quite tough to read. So anyway, so this morning, Songbird, we did a discussion on why we have, because Defending Elvis Presley are evolving, we've had to make some changes, and it wasn't easy. It was pretty tough, but we are defending Elvis. So we will go forth as defending Elvis. I also wanted to put people's mind at rest. Please know, no others are on channel. I'll finish. Oh, don't worry. Some will come. Don't worry. Please know that we will always be defending Elvis. In fact, I may even. Can I ask Louis to send my email your clip? Do you want my email, Ayisa? Of course. Do you want my email? Is that what you're saying? Here it is. So I am thinking of changing one of my other channels to Defending Elvis Presley 2. I'm thinking of having 2 Defending Elvis Presley channels. So I may do it. There may be a 2, and I might have different things on each channel, but we'll see. We'll see. Right. It's a complicated story. I'll tell you on a private message. So Songbird singing. Right. Okay. Oh, I can't send. My emails won't allow me to send a full song. Songbird, Ayisa obviously thinks you're fantastic, like I do as well. Can you exchange details on how to send your song to her? Maybe you could send it via WhatsApp. Yeah. Right. I need to be a bit quick because I need to be a bit quick because I got to take my son, drop my son off to work. Now I want to quickly read Linda's email about Elvis's medal hit. We've got just enough time to read it, I think. Let me just find it. because we did it yesterday, but I bloody deleted it by mistake, which is really annoying. Let's have a look. So Linda Cudden, lovely Linda Cudden, sent us an email explaining to us her views on why Elvis needed prescribed medication, what made him get unwell. Here we go. I think this is it. Let's have a look. Yes, got it. Right. So I need to just get on and read it, guys. People are just gonna have to join us when they do. So guys, if all around the world, if you're waking up now, I know a lot of you are in America. Good morning. Have you had a good night's sleep? Get a good night's rest. Morning from the UK. Let me know where you're from, and have got yourself a coffee, and hope you enjoy this replay. Okay, I mean, obviously, if Ayisa gets onto Messenger, onto the chat, the R24 chat, I can put it on there if as long as Songbird doesn't mind. Yeah, I haven't deleted them. I've kept them. Yeah. Right. Okay. So this is from Linda. Thank you, Linda, for this email. It's very important. Right. So actually, not Linda Cudden. This is the other Linda's, isn't it? Sorry, I get confused. Right. So Linda's obviously sent me quite a few books. I got a feeling it's Linda that has sent me these books as well. If it is, thank you very much. And we're going to have to just review them rather than read them. But I know Linda has sent me some emails. But it might not be these books that Linda has sent me. These two books may have come from someone else. So I do get confused. But all of the books I've got, we're going to do reviews on them. We are, except this one. This is a no-no, right? Okay. The following is my opinion. So this is Linda. The following is my opinion based on what I've read on Elvis's research on medical websites. I don't have a medical background, but I think something important may have been overlooked. I was really bothered reading how Elvis's inner circle mocked his actions, personality, spiritual and habits, even referring to Elvis as delusional and deliberately destroying himself. So this is why we're called Defending Elvis, guys, yeah? That these kind of things are being said. Elvis is being incorrectly portrayed by many people. And I even think even Elvis fans are not, some of them are not fully informed on just how bad the wrongdoing to Elvis was. Priscilla fans as well. I don't think they clearly know just how unfair the portrayal of Elvis has been. There's been a lot of wrongdoing done to Elvis by many people, including obviously Priscilla's a big one. So the reason we defend is because we're trying to explain what is unfair, how he has been unfairly portrayed. The Priscilla movie with Sofia Coppola is a great example of just how unfairly portrayed he was. So many Priscilla fans, I think, don't know all the facts about Elvis and see Elvis in the wrong way. See Elvis as a druggie, as an abuser, as a serial adulterer, as a very difficult, horrible man, which he was not. He was not. He was actually a lovely person. Many of the things that were done wrong to Elvis were done wrong by Priscilla, unfortunately. Now, I'm not a Priscilla hater, but we have to expose the truth so the fans know the truth. Many Elvis channels and fans will say Elvis doesn't need defending. I disagree. Elvis does need defending. He can't defend himself. He must be defended. So we're going to fall out with some people sometimes because they feel that we don't need to defend him. Well, yeah, we do. So that's it. Whether they like it or not, it's going to happen. So they contribute this to his addictions. I'm sure that the medication played a role, but I am beginning to think that Elvis's problems were more of a vicious cycle. The chain of circumstances brought on by medical problems misunderstood at the time and made worse by his environment. Remember, this is Linda's point of view. The problem, Elizabeth, hi Elizabeth, the problem is many fans agree that he needs defending, but they want him to be defended their way. This is why we've had problems, because people are trying to make us defend Elvis their way. Yeah, well, this is us, this is our channel. This is me and Team Elvis. We will defend Elvis our way. It's our channel. If other people want to go off and defend Elvis their way, then they have to set up a channel. Yeah, they have to set up a channel and do it. Don't forget, it takes a lot of work and guts to set up a channel and put yourself in front of thousands of people every day. There's a lot of hard work that goes on behind the scenes. So this is what I say to people that have different views than us. Go and air your views on your own channel. Have the guts to set up a channel and do it. I come on here every day, 3 times a day, and I air my views with Team Elvis. And we want a club here. We're a club, aren't we? Yeah? Team Elvis Club. Yeah? We're a family. We want a club, a family that are like-minded. We want to be on the same side of the wall, isn't it? So we're not here to do things as others demand we do. This is what I found. This is why we've had to block a few people. We're not going to be forced to do things other people's way. We're going to do things our way. We're defending Elvis. We're Team Elvis. We're not other channels. Right. So my advice to any of the people that have tried to force us to do things their way, go and open a channel. Go and start a channel. Okay. In the books I've read, everyone talks about Elvis's chronic insomnia since at least the 1950s. Nightmares and fears of sleeping alone. Because of sleepwalking, this is frequently stated not as criticism, but as a matter of fact. I don't think his being up all night was just because he was trapped by fame. It occurred to me that Elvis had a problem that many may realize could be the root of so many other issues. Medical science only recently really started studying this chronic insomnia can cause the following problems. So she's basically saying that his lack of sleep, his sleepwalking, caused a lot of problems. I'm going to read through the list of what problems can be caused by chronic insomnia. This is Linda's email, by the way. I just want to add, there are some very, very good Defending Elvis channels at the moment. Like, there's not many, but there are some very good ones. I have favorites. So, of course, Joe at Rare Elvis Photos. Brilliant. Definitely a defender of Elvis. A very fair man. We have Shauna at Tenderly Loving Elvis. Brilliant defender of Elvis and Lisa and the bloodline. We have Presley Mania. Rhonda, one of the best channels you can get for defending Elvis. She defends from the heart. She's fantastic. We have Hidden Minds. Renee, a fantastic defending Elvis channel who also does amazing Elvis footage as well. So we're not alone, guys. There's a few of us that really want to defend Elvis. Those channels I've just mentioned are just fantastic. So please subscribe to all of them. There's more than that. These are just the ones that are off the top of my head. Yeah. Right, let's keep going. So chronic, we're talking about Elvis and his chronic insomnia that he had even as a child. This is what it can cause. And I know that you guys will relate to this because many of you guys have these problems. I say that with respect. I have some of these problems. Sometimes I struggle sleeping. I do get a bit of anxiety. Not much lately. My sleeping has improved. My anxiety has massively reduced. But 10 years ago, I had some of these problems. We may relate to this. So anxiety, depression, this is caused by lack of sleep, chronic lack of sleep, high blood pressure. It makes it harder to treat substance use and disorder, heart problems, diabetes, weight gain, chronic pain. A lot of us have pain, don't we, guys? Many of us have type 2 diabetes, weakened immune system, sleepwalking, which can be caused by sleep deprivation and stress. A lot of us have stress. Many of us did sleepwalking as kids. Some of your kids sleepwalked. Brain fog, which I think is a very common thing, where you just don't feel clear-headed. Yeah? Concentration. You see, this is all these things can be caused by what Elvis had as a child, a problem sleeping. Elvis, I agree with Linda that Elvis not being able to sleep even as a child was something that affected him to the day he died. This is part of the reason he needed a sleeping tablet, which was very normal in the 50s and 60s and 70s. To take a sleeping tablet was completely normal. Completely normal. Even now, I think, doctors give you sleeping tablets. Let me just put some hot water in this again. So you get what I'm saying, guys. Elvis needed his rest. He had many. He was doing, he was doing his gigs, doing some long traveling, traveling to different gigs through the night sometimes, with Red West and the guys. And he would want to sleep. It's okay. It's only a car driving past. No. Say hello to Team Elvis. Say hello to Team Elvis. Come on. Right, that's enough now. Come on. All right, that's enough. Do you want to come and say hello? Right, shh. Come over here. Come and say hello. Here we come. You want a little kiss, don't she? She wants a little kiss. Give me a kiss. She's so lush. Right, we have to stop now. I think she thinks it's a delivery. She thinks it's a delivery. So, all right, come on, that's enough. Calm. There's no one delivering. It's not the postman. There we go. She's probably right. It probably is something. Probably someone's getting picked up because I can hear footsteps. Right, right. Let me just read this a minute. So, so she calls it rumination, which is thinking deeply and for a long time. Elvis spent much time alone upstairs for weeks. I did disagree with this point a little bit, because I thought, yeah, he was upstairs a lot. He loved being upstairs. Upstairs was massive, and it was like all the rooms were big, even the bathroom. Obviously, Lisa Marie's room was up there. He loved to spend time in Lisa Marie's room, but he would always have company. I don't see Elvis as someone who just sat upstairs on his own all the time. I think he was picky on who he invited upstairs, of course. And obviously, sometimes he had his nurse up there, his doctor up there, but he would invite certain members of the Memphis Mafia. Obviously, he loved being with Lisa, of course. And so I don't see Elvis as someone stuck upstairs on his own. I don't see that. I think he loved being upstairs. Upstairs was like his big lounge, but I think he liked company. I really think Elvis enjoyed company. I really think that. Right, let's have a look. Right, Obviously, we met, if anyone, right, I think, yeah, no, I think someone's getting picked up. Let's let them get picked up a minute. All right. Oh my God. Right, so she was right. Ella, come here. Right. You knew there was a parcel coming, didn't you? Both of you knew, you little brat. Oh no. Right, let me just open this up. What is that? Who's it addressed to? Aurora. Aurora Nectar. Okay. So she was right, guys. Look, she knows. Look, Ella knows. She knows when something's coming. The parcel. I just thought it was a car driving past, but she knows. If it's actually a delivery, she will bark. If it's not a delivery, she won't bark. So isn't that weird how they know that it's a delivery? Strange. Right, as I was saying. So, where are we? Thinking deeply for a long time. Spent much of his time alone upstairs. I've just told you my points on that. Whether it is meaningless, even Elvis was always searching, thinking in a repetitive, uncontrollable, intrusive way. I mean, a lot of us relate to this, don't we, guys? Ruminative thoughts are often negative and often focus on past or present distress. The rumination, she keeps using this ruminative. I don't even know what that is. The word ruminative. I don't know that word, but you guys probably will, won't you? Yeah, songbird. They sense you, don't they? When I was a kid, we had an Alsatian, a German Shepherd. Yeah, when I was about 11, and that dog knew when my dad would come home. That dog knew my dad was coming home 10 minutes before he got home. I never understood it. So the dog would bark for 10 minutes before my dad got home, and he was always right. My dad was 10 minutes away, and that dog knew. It's weird, isn't it? So anyway, I love my Alsatian. He was called Vegas. We called him Vegas because of the Vegas TV series, the American TV series called Vegas in the 1970s, early 80s. I loved it. Isn't it funny? I love that Vegas program. And then we named our dog that, and that dog was my best friend for 5 years. Yeah, for 5 years. Eventually, as we got older, the dog became best friends with my dad. My dad sort of took over because we became teenagers. We wanted to go out and meet our mates. Anyway, so rumination can contribute to depression and anxiety, which many of us have been through. Can worsen existing conditions, make it difficult to focus, have conversations where they're unsure what someone else is thinking. Sometimes we can be a bit paranoid, can't we? Obsessive, impulsive behavior, mood changes, paranoia. This can become a cycle where the more persons ruminates, the worse they feel, which then contributes to more rumination. I need to look up this word rumination. I'm going to look it up. We'll read this little last bit, and I'm going to look up rumination. Sorry, I'm not really that aware of that word. Elvis may have been so desperate to sleep, he felt that he couldn't sleep without medication. Responsibility meant that he had to make sure he was up. So he took medication for that. Perhaps this led to other prescriptions, as he may have built up a tolerance. His anxiety, his insecurity, and emotional issues could have been worsened by sleep issues, meant he needed something to feel better. Just my opinion. This is Linda. Thank you, Linda, by the way, if you're watching. Just my opinion, but I don't think anyone has taken into consideration that he was necessarily delusional. I think his sleep issues started the cycle and explain a lot. Well, I'm not sure about the delusional bit, but I will say this. 100%, I definitely agree. You know, we're not doctors, we're just chatting, aren't we? Team Elvis at home, chatting in my kitchen. But 100%, I think the insomnia and a few medical conditions that he had as a child, there was a snowball effect that eventually he became very unwell. He did feel that he relied on pills for different reasons. I do believe, and I say this respectfully, I do believe that I do believe. What time do you want to go football? I'm into work.
9:15.
Right, no, my son's going to work soon. But I do believe that Elvis felt that there was a pill for everything. But I say that with respect. Now, you've got to think, 1960s, 1970s, pretty normal. If you want to sleep, it isn't unusual to take a sleeping tablet, is it? I don't think so. Yeah. Even now they do it. Come on, guys. Even now people take a sleeping tablet, don't they? It's pretty normal. You get the herbal ones, but come on. Rumination involves repetitive thinking or dwelling or negative feelings and distress and their causes and consequences. Okay. So thank you, Josie. So is that just another word for anxiety? Because I would say that that is anxiety. Yeah. But thank you. Okay, we now know what that means. Thank you. I just think sleeping tablets for a long time were very normal. So I completely get that Elvis would take a sleeping tablet when he was, because he knew he couldn't fall asleep because he had such chronic insomnia. I can see how he just took sleeping tablets. Obviously, we know that Elvis, during the army years, took uppers to keep him awake through the night on maneuvers. Yeah, 1959-ish. Yeah, 8, 9, whatever. I think in the 50s, uppers were quite a used thing, wasn't they, by teenagers? Yeah, I'm on about older teenagers. Remember, I personally think the information wasn't out there in the 50s and 60s and 70s about these medications, so people trusted them. Elvis, I feel Elvis always turned to his doctor for help, because obviously he had discomfort, he had pain, he had stomach issues, insomnia, he would get migraines. Elvis just generally struggled a bit. He would feel very tired, he couldn't wake up properly, so he would turn to his doctor. And what does the doctor do? He gives you a pill, gives you a range of pills. One to sleep, one to wake up, one to relax. You get it, guys? And this cycle, I think Linda's talking about it. This cycle, the side effects of Elvis trusting the advice of his doctor or his pharmacist, when he got older, his nurses. I think Elvis didn't feel like he was doing anything wrong. Elvis wasn't trying to get stoned. He wasn't trying to get high. He just wanted to sleep. He wanted to have energy so he could do his performances or be up when he's filming his movies. Don't forget, he was doing 2 to 3 movies a year, around, is it 4 months per movie? He was tired. Yeah, this man worked way too hard. He was overworked. He was a workaholic. Doing 3 movies a year, you're going to work your ass off. So these things helped him wake up, helped him relax, helped give him energy, helped make him fall asleep. He had very, very chronic, seriously bad insomnia. So when you weigh that in, you think that he's doing these movies through the 60s. I think when he came back from Germany, he did the first one was GI Blues. But he wasn't just doing the movies. He was recording albums with RCA Victor. You can hear the dogs barking away. They're outside. Right, 1 second, they might have got out. Well, that was awkward. That was awkward. The dogs running around outside. Right, so right, where are we then, guys? I don't know how the dogs managed to get outside, and they run up the road being mad. Loves that. Right, where are we? So this, where are we? Can worsen. Right, I need to read this last bit. This can become a cycle where the more persons ruminate, the worse they feel, which then contributes to more rumination. Elvis may have been so desperate to sleep that he felt he couldn't sleep without medication. So I know this is what I'm trying to say. Responsibility meant that he had to make sure that he was up. So he took medication for that. Perhaps this led to other prescriptions, as he may have built up a tolerance. His anxiety and his insecurity and his emotional issues, which could have been worsened by sleep issues, meant he needed something to feel better. Just my opinion, but I don't think anyone has taken into consideration that he wasn't necessarily delusional, and I think his sleep issue started the cycle and explains a lot. So I know I just read that, but I wanted to read it again because with what we're trying to do here, I think this is why Linda sent me this email. Yeah, obviously we were discussing Elvis's health issues. We're trying to understand, because I don't think Elvis was born to become an addict, because obviously some of the medication, I'll take that back. I don't mean an addict in the normal sense of the word. What I mean is, I don't think Elvis was born that he would take so much heavy medication that some of the medication he took were addictive. He probably didn't even know. I would say some of the things Elvis probably took, he didn't know were addictive. He didn't know the side effects. I would honestly. Oh, thank Linda. The book. Which book is it that you've read? Hi, Linda. I didn't know you were here. I would say that. I would say that Elvis didn't really feel like he was doing anything wrong. I honestly believe that, guys. I think that he was just trying to do the advice from the doctor, so he would take different things for different reasons. Obviously, like Linda says, a lot of it based on sleep deprivation. Yeah. And I just think Elvis just thought he was taking a pill to fix himself, to soothe himself, to help him sleep, to ease his pain, to wake him up, to help him making through the 60s, making all these different movies. And that's what I think, guys. I just think it snowballed. It snowballed and it just got out of control. And I think the side effects ended up being severe. Some of these pills were addictive, mood changing. Yeah. And I think by the time we get to his mid to late 30s and early 40s, Elvis relied on the medication. He trusted them. And like, obviously he had the books that he would use that have that, is it a PDF? Is it PDF? The book that he used, which made him feel like he knew the ins and outs. It made him feel like he understood each pill. So Elvis would educate himself on each pill. I think that made him feel more confident that these pills were okay, that they were doing no harm. This is just my opinion, guys, at home, fan at home. That's all I am. I'm no expert. I have no medical background. I'm just airing out opinions, just a fan, no expert. I'm not a researcher. Everything I say could be a load of bullshit. Please don't take seriously what I said. Yes, the PDR. No, the books I've been reading, they all act and mock his actions, and some attribute to the medication. Some, I believe, can be attributed to sleep deprivation. I agree with you, Linda. 100% I agree. Sleep deprivation is a massive cause, probably the cause of everything. So I just think it started somewhere, didn't it, guys? Probably from childhood, and it just slowly creeped up on him. And it's just so sad that, because my mum took a lot of medication. My mother, yeah, and my mum wasn't a druggie. My mum didn't go out. My mum loved being at home. Yeah, my mum didn't drink. She didn't smoke, but she would take these pills that the doctor had given her. So my mum thought the doctor could fix everything. So she would trust and rely on the doctor. Whatever he said will work. Almost always, the doctors give you a pill. They do. More than one, many pills. Yeah. And my mum eventually got very used to these pills. And some of them she was addicted to. Some of them, like tramadol, for example, really did affect her. In fact, sometimes she would be completely out of it because she had taken too many tramadol. I don't know if many of you guys know about tramadol. Now, luckily, when my mum went into a nursing home, because my mum is completely healthy. There's nothing wrong with my mum. She's 84, yeah. They took her off all these tablets, and they just said, all you can have is one paracetamol a day. And then my mum's been completely back to normal for 3 years. And I think that the problem, I can relate that problem to Elvis, that he really did trust these pharmacists, these doctors, these nurses, and he just went with the flow. Yes, it does sound like maybe he tried to self-medicate as well. Maybe Elvis thought he knew better because of the PDR book. And it all gets too much. But saying that, I do think it does sound, if you listen to Ginger Alden and the way she talks about Elvis in his last 8-9 months, it does sound like things may have started to improve. He'd lost a bit of weight. He was less puffy. He had more energy. He was looking forward to the future. He was looking forward to the up and coming tour. So, we've seen these pictures of Elvis in 1977 in Hawaii. on holiday with Ginger and a few of the others and Billy, I think. And he does look like he's losing weight, and he does look like he's getting better in that last year, doesn't it? No, I personally think, you know, when you see the concert footage where he looks very large, he looks very bloated, I think a lot of it was to do with the way that they filmed him up close. I don't think he was as big as he looked in that footage. If I put it on now, you would say, oh, he looks large. But I actually don't think he was as big as that made him look. I think they filmed him too close. I think the way he was dressed made him look bigger than he was. I actually don't think Elvis was ever a fat man. I think he had a distended sort of large tummy, but other than that, his arms were slim, his legs were slim, his shoulders were slim. And if you look at these pictures, I'll quickly show you them. Don't think he was as unwell as people think. I'm on about in that last 6-7 months. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can get the pictures come up. I have shown you them before, haven't I? Let's have a look. Elvis in Hawaii. Images. With Ginger. Let's see if they come up. Here we go. Let's have a look. I want to try and get one that's a bit clearer. I want to see one with him stood up. There's loads. I mean, I don't know if you can tell from that one, but Elvis there just looks completely normal. I don't see a large man. I just see a man. Even, let me just try and find one of him stood up. Here we are. Yeah, I mean, he just looks like a normal guy on a holiday. Let me just get another one up. I want to see the ones of him stood up. You get a better. Here we go. It's not clear, but you see he's got a bit of a tummy, but his arms and legs look slim. And I think this portrayal of that he was big and put on loads of weight is bullshit. There we go. That's quite a good one. This thing where Elvis was big and really heavily overweight, and I think it's crap. A little bit of a tummy. Now that is a good picture. You can tell from that. Yeah, let's see if I can find another one. There's quite a few of that holiday that show him just running around. Here we go. Here we go. This is a good one. Now remember, this is not long before Elvis passed. Yeah, this is 1977. So that is not a fat man. Many men in their late 30s and 40s will have a small, have a bit of a tummy. Yeah, like Linda says, many medications affect the colon, and if it had twisted colon, he had to take laxatives according to some books, which over time had done damage. Yes, laxatives, steroids, because before I went on to my keto diet, I had ulcerative colitis. Yeah, this is before I had the keto diet. When I went on to the keto diet, it completely cured me. My point is, I used to have steroids. They gave me steroids. Steroids aren't good for you. You know, they're like seriously bad for you. Yeah, here's another one. Look, it's not very clear, but you get the picture. He's got slim arms, shoulders, legs. He's only got a slightly puffy tummy, hasn't he? He's a bit puffy on his face. Yeah, so obviously you talk about liver damage. He could have got liver damage, couldn't he? From the medications, you know, the side effects of these. The point of what we're trying to say here, and I think what Linda is trying to say, I think is that Elvis seriously did need some medication. He was chronically unwell. Yeah. He obviously felt that he had to have sleeping tablets. He had to have something to wake him up, something to give him energy, something to help him relax. Don't forget his schedule. You know, when he was doing the Vegas concerts, he was doing sometimes 3 a day. So he needed to be up, have energy. He needed his rest. He needed to relax. He also was in a lot of pain. He needed his painkillers. He was very uncomfortable. Some say he even had arthritis. Yeah. Don't forget he had breathing issues. He had liver issues. He had glaucoma. You know, so Elvis, people call him a druggie, a drug addict. His image and reputation is so unfair to him. But he was bloody unwell. He was sick. He had so many different things wrong with him. People don't understand this. And they say that some of them could have been inherited genetically because his grandparents were first cousins. I mean, I'm not sure if that's correct, but that's one of the theories, this alpha 1 thing that people talk about. I just think that Elvis in his 30s, the medication ran away with him. It all got too much, over prescription, trying to fix something that is unfixable, trying to fix the insomnia that can't be fixed. I just think it all became too much and he got sicker and sicker and sicker. But I do like to think that when he was 42, when he was with Ginger Alden, that he had maybe turned a corner and was starting to get better. This is why I show you these pictures. Anyway, guys, I'm going to take my son to football and then we're going to come back. We've got another email and we are going to read some of this book. We've got an email to go through from one of you guys and we're allowed to read this because Kathy gave us permission. Darry knows we're reading it. I want to read this from the point of view that you guys decide. I don't want to sway your opinion. Yeah, we're going to read the email that I got from one of you guys. Yeah, and we're going to go. And then I've got a couple of comments from Nancy that discuss this book. I've got to try and find them. And then we're going to try and read some of this book. It's a funny day today because I've got a few things to do. I've got to pick up and one of my kids from football and drop him off somewhere. I've got someone delivering something today, a phone for one of my kids. So I got to sort that out as well. So it's a bit, I'm going to try and squeeze in 1 hour videos through the day, like an hour here, go off, do what I'm going to do, an hour here, go. Yeah. So it's a bit up and down all over the place, which I don't mind, guys. It's fine. So I better go. I'm going to pop off. I hope that we have a bit of a better understanding about Elvis's health issues and his medication. Linda, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. I think you're going to enjoy this video I do because the email I've been sent is very good. Yeah, and Nancy's comments are very good. So I think it's going to be an interesting live stream. So thanks, guys. Team Elvis, you rock. You rock. Team Elvis, thank you for your support. You take care, guys. All the best.